Uncle, down your camera.
constituency. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Who is going to be reading out the names of? It is our privilege.
PDP.
The People's Destruction Platform. MPP. Dr. Suleiman Abikabu Darabu. He was also a former ambassador. I now head to more than 2 Colonel Isa on Alaji Bola Ahmed. Alaji Adamu Balami.
Nigerians in their millions went to the polls in an orderly fashion to take part in a very historic event. It is the June 12 phenomenon which people have struggled to make sure it comes to fruition, that led to the removal of the evil genius Ibrahim Babangida. It's also that struggle that eventually led to the removal of Tinubu and the death of General Abacha. It is unfortunate that the present president that we have does not recognize or refuses to recognize the significance of June 12 that has brought him to where he is today. Certainly, if it was not for June 12, the presidential slot would not have been given to the Yoruba nation. And it is that presidential slot that he is now enjoying now.
Chief MKO Abiola as President of Nigeria. June 12 is remarkable, it's unique, and notable event for Nigeria, starring a Southern presidential candidate running for the first time with a Muslim ticket in a constitutionally secular country winning the election. It demonstrated the core values of democracy: freedom, order, and equality. To have vengeance on ethnicity and religion. The amendment was a big crime against the people of Nigeria because their votes were ignored, cancelled, and annulled. The men who perpetrated this crime were infecting the people of Nigeria that their views do not matter, elections do not matter, only the rule of the government in power matters. Although it is 12 years since this shameful annulment, the lessons have still not been learned because the people in government who annul June 12 are in spirit and essence the same as those who visited the greatest electoral vote in 2003. fantastic coincidence of the fate, the presidential elections were held on 19th April, given the acronym 419 elections. Looking back at June 12, we can safely conclude that two Nigerian elections have invented a new mathematical formula. 612 is equal to 419. Between people's expectations and realities, promising a lot and delivering little. They are opposing the rule of law and welfare of the people. Have to continue to subvert the democratic process and pursuit of people's policies. They make no effort to connect people with government. Rather, the people are alienated and disconnected. The landmark achievement and legacy that are coming from June 12 is that contrary to the erroneous belief and intellectual growth sustained over the years, that ethnicity and religion are the deciding factors in place of ideology and free-fund philosophy of Nigerians in voting, June 12 proves this assumption wrong. June 12 proved clearly that ethnicity and religion are only weapons in the hands of extremists, liars, and unproductive elements who use them for selfish goals. They balkanize the country by building cleavages of hatred among the groups. They divide ethnic groups into subcultural bases and their religion into sects, thus raising tension and making the country vulnerable to crisis. Let me take the opportunity here for the uptime time to explain the falsehood credited to me, that I advise Muslim voters to vote only for Muslims. Never was a bigger lie perpetrated in Nigeria. While I said, and this was even before I joined partisan politics, was that people should wake up, vote only for those who will protect their interests, their culture, their religion, and their security. I spoke in Hausa ex-tempo, although massively the records have been preserved. The reporter who said this falsehood to this day newspaper was not at the scene, did not speak Hausa, and when confronted, he said he saw that was what I said. Nevertheless, these on this, and they are only inherited from the founding fathers of the party. They rely on the use of all conventional tools, that apart from the imported and imposed economic reform program and Operation Africa. What is the government ever? Cannot be bothered about people's welfare. All we are saying is that the level of our economic development is higher in the program. This policy is dominated by anti-people. What I did, I think I have to cut down.
applause. Now I hand over the microphone.
Nigeria is now or never. Nigeria is now or never. We cannot live and live it together. With the people we have
Thank you. That was the Quran foundation dance to deliver a speech. Thank you very much. Although that period was born is a testimony to mean opportunity, especially given that the opportunity is largely dedicated. However, there is more to be done in order to amass the basic minimum logistic imperative that can guarantee sustained progressive struggle. I mean sustained. Only those who are playing a struggle can underestimate this point. However, if they think on the absence of reaction throughout Nigerian system, they may soberly estimate their assignment on progress and record with logistic imperative. Forward ever, backward never, in the struggle for Africa.
Been asked to speak on a case of credible elections in Nigeria. I want to apologize that I may disappoint you because from my own limited experience in the pro-democracy movement in this country and in the 2003 election in particular, the road of progress in Nigeria is not the electoral road. What we have in Nigeria is not democracy. And once what we have in Nigeria is not democracy, then you cannot have a democratic election. Nigeria state is not a democratic state because democracy has been defined as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But that is not what we have in the country. Section 14(2)(a) of the 1999 Constitution, which was imposed on us by the military, also provides that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria. But in Nigeria, the people are not the source of access to power. Violence, maiming, assassination, bloodshed. These are the sources of access to power in Nigeria. Nigeria is a totalitarian society. The Nigerian state is a monstrous state. Therefore, when you are involved in elections in Nigeria, it's a competition between people who have the capacity to inflict violence on other people. Some of us are not. So we have to come to terms that we are not yet free in Nigeria. We are a dominated people, and we have a responsibility to shake off the shackles of oppression. The people. It is the breach, it is governance and breach of the Constitution which is what to uphold. Section 1642B of the Constitution provides that security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Do we have security? No. Do we have welfare? No. Has it not withheld funds meant for local governments in Lagos State? Yes. Has it paid it? No. Does it obey the government orders? No. Has it not sacked several civil servants? Yes. Is it not planning to sack more? 50% of public sector workers out of the staff under Obasanjo, yet Section 16 of the National Constitution provides for unemployment benefits for the unemployed. But what Obasanjo is doing is to sack. The Constitution makes provision for provision of adequate housing. But what is Obasanjo doing is busy selling government-owned housing units. Of Nigeria. Now, listen to Professor Iwu. He is the champion of deregistration of political parties. So when Obasanjo picked him as INEC chairman, it is now for nothing. I have the speech which President Obasanjo delivered at that forum. I also have the speech delivered by Professor Iwu. I don't know if I have the time to read, but the point I'm making is that it speaks the mind of President Obasanjo, the whims and caprices of President Obasanjo of PDP will be implemented. So Nigerians must rise up to the occasion, to the task. We have a responsibility not to close our eyes to the revolutionary road, the electoral road. Cannot save Nigeria.
I know that very soon it will be farewell to poverty, but we must never relent. Victory is sure continue our struggle. Thank you all and God bless you. We believe profoundly that Chief Yaba Yaba is resting in peace today. We believe that the struggle and the soul of our nation that he sought to liberate is alive. But most profoundly, what is important to note here is that increasingly the struggle for which he lived and died is becoming a political affair. Our resolve and trust in Pro-NARCO Action Group is to engage in increasing the fervency of the now. There is a militancy that is targeted at moving our people away from poverty to promise. We agree that quite a whole lot of people on the high table belong to the progressive movement. Our governor, with profound respect, was one of those who fought. But increasingly, our trust in Pro-NARCO Action Group is for a new fervency and a new militancy that will take this country away from the nadir to promise, that will take this country away from poverty to promise. And we believe that together as a people, beyond our political lineage, now is the time for us to move away from the back house of docility to the front house of proactive action. Now is the time to remove from the back house of laziness to the front house of active action. Now is the time to remove from political gerrymandering. Now is the time to remove from deceit and debauchery to amazing promise. Because together as a people, we must remove from poverty to amazing riches. I want to say that the chest of this nation, the storehouse of this nation, is filled with sufficient resources for everyone here. And I want to say that very unfortunately, the political class has given to every Nigerian a bounce check.
Even though I've delivered a speech there, I will seek your indulgence to read what I read out there. It was brought about by the needs and inevitability of restructuring for the good of all of us, for the country to be able to hold its amity and make genuine progress. Not of more skyscrapers, more jeeps, more multi-billionaires. The only real success out of it, that conference, will be that we so restructure this country. When this conference fails to achieve this, and we hope and pray and work towards its success, then Pro-NARCO, and ladies and gentlemen, we see on the high table there, Chief Anthony Enaro. I pray God that when I reach his age, and those who are younger than me, I pray that when I reach his age and you reach his age, may you not be forced to still be here talking about Nigerian progress.
And we have resources here and there, some of those. Your Excellency, I
Biafra struggle for honesty, integrity, transparency, not only in the ballot box and discipline across the nation, only standing for the truth. And he has been here since for 2 days now. He has been here for 2 days now. And he's been here with a great and large entourage from all over Nigeria. We thank you. Your Excellencies, my brothers, Arema, Olusegun of Democratic Nigeria. You are the patriots of modern Nigeria, the Algerian revolutionary, imbued with the political sagacity of Pluto and the erudition of Aristotle and intellectualism of Socrates. Thank you. Thank you for what you are doing for us. Your Excellency, isn't it is spelled out why we are here today? That June 12, when we sang those songs, that reminds us what we went through in the hands of the military. When we read those books that are tried to document the emasculation of the expired mandate. When we watch those films and footages that demonstrate the fighting spirit of Nigerian people in the face of tyranny, we are participating in the cultural revival of independency. We are teaching our children to stand for their rights. We are reminding politicians that some people lost their lives so that this democracy can survive. We are challenging those opportunists who are nowhere to be found in those critical days when it was a crime to stand up on the side of the people, that they do not have the moral right to determine the limit of our freedom. We are telling them, we are giving that signal today. What June 12 represents is that Nigerian spirit. No matter what you say about the constitutional democracy, first of all, you must have a free and fair election. The right of people to choose their leaders, their own leaders. That's the only sovereign right that they have in any democratic system. That right must not be limited by the amount of power, be it security forces, be it mobile police, be it that military, that is in the possession of a man or a group of people. That power is sovereign. That's what June 12 represents, and it must continue to represent. We must be determined, more than ever before, that our forefathers, from Amadu Bello to Obafemi Awolowo to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, went to those constitutional conferences, including Chief Anthony Enao, for a republic, not imperialism. What we have today is imperialism, and Nigeria must also say no. What do you say? What do you say to imperialism? That's what we must fight for. We must the character of our country. We be determined determined by the type of people we choose. All the questions of resource control, constitutional conference, and other one not going on in Abuja. And the practice and the fact that we are preaching from Pronaco for a sovereign national conference would not have been necessary if we have honest leadership with the genuine heart of MKO Abiola for this country. In his manifesto, he wrote forward to poverty. It's a model and symbol of the fact that people can rise from grass to grace. He realized that one poor man in a nation of 15 million is equally poor in everything. His blessed is endowed with money. He didn't come for money into politics because he was already abundantly rich. He didn't come because he was a name, because his name was all over the world. Yeah. He came for the emancipation of our people. And we got together. I read in the program of our great leader's speech, which I'm going to go back home and read comprehensively. In General Barry's remark that the election that brought two Muslim thinkers together, a Nigerian from north, south, east, all Christian leaders and all community leaders went out massively and voted for it, symbolizes great deal that Nigeria's diversity can be a means of prosperity for our people. Let nobody, and the international community must be aware of it. They must be aware that the diversity in Nigeria is an opportunity for prosperity. It's an asset. Our population is an asset. Our resources is an asset. If only we bring the best of our brains together. Laugh at this. Each time they want to give us what they are doing about the economy, they tell us Nigeria is one product economy. Oil. Because they don't know that from oil you have several industrial opportunities. Several industries. Petrochemical, gas, methanol, plastic industry. The amount of plastic, some of the clothes you are wearing today, particularly t-shirts, are components of extraction from oil. Oil can transform a nation into a giant industrial nation, but the mismanagement, the sense of imperialism, the sense that they are the only one that is right, are given to their misunderstanding of what our potential is. But are we going to be talking about potential where our children were not in poverty? Are we going to be suffering and leaving our children in the rain when they lock up billions of naira that is depreciating in value every day? We are a rich nation. We shouldn't be beggar nation. And I love the excitement that, oh, we are about to be forgiven our debts. We are about to be written off our debts. Oh, shame of an honest, of his enslaving mission. What we want to have done? Who created it? I am laughing at the international community. The living are bringing up the others. You know what? If you have, let me just give you a simple example. You come to the nation consuming the oil from Nigeria, isn't it? They are buying it at $50 per barrel. And you come up and they look at the internet, they see that your budget is at $30 per barrel. You are the one who prepared the budget. You say this is the entire need of your nation that year. What you need to satisfy your people is $30 a barrel. And they are paying $50 a barrel. Hey, where is you? Where is the remaining 20? What are you doing with it? Why are you making those for instead of what? And it's an opportunity for us to communicate, to tell one another. There's a clear separation of power. If there must be true federalism, and that is what we are seeking. The separation of power from allowing the National Assembly to do their job. I laugh. I feel ashamed. My dear brothers and sisters, $1 trillion budget is mathematically translated actual 1,000 billions. You get it? 1,000 billions make $1 trillion. Now multiply that by 4. That is 4,000 billions. Unaccountable or productive expenditure for Obasanjo. I laughed just a few weeks ago. Accounting for Nigerians. That 700 billion was spent on water. I say, where is the water? They didn't spend a penny on our own account here or the Nandu portion. They say, accountability and transparency. You spend 800 million US dollars. 800 billion US dollars in trying to fix just a bit not the entire electricity throughout the country. They should disclose that. I say, where is the electricity? Slow. And I listen to my dear brothers from Orishade to Aregbesola, Afikuyomi, and all these preachers. They be consistent with one thing. We cannot be free, and we cannot achieve greatness. We cannot achieve that dream of June 12 unless we pull together with strong determination that a platform, not of resistance, a platform of progressive vision. If you say resistance, it means you'll be in defense most of the time. But a vision that must be ready to change the tide, to save our people, our lives, the children, to take it from this tyrannical government, to snatch it from the jaw of dictatorship. You can't say you have democracy when you are given wrong interpretation to Supreme Court judgment. There's no rule of law, there's no democracy. The only tonic for the democracy to grow, the only fertilizer, the only glue for stability of democracy is the rule of law. And when we must be careful and be more proactive. We must be ready. We must foresee the danger ahead. Why? Hey, the judiciary has done well for this country, and they have done well since the beginning of this democracy. They have been consistent with the spirit of Judicial. And you know why? They don't say they are angels. They set up for themselves self-cleansing mechanism. There's National Judicial Commission. And they've been disciplining those errant or corrupt judges without being selective about it. They've been doing so themselves. But the danger is ahead. And I call upon all of you to recognize the danger now and stand up equally for the only surviving institution that is left. Because it is a shame of our government, a shame of a nation, if only to blackmail the National Assembly, we have a national broadcast for a bribe of 55 million, which is translated to $350,000. The rest of the world was laughing at us. President on broadcast or fraud, $350 million. And you blame this government who says go and report to the World Bank and give us a schedule of how you will spend this Abacha money released to you. As an auditor, trained auditor, trained mind. That gave me an indication. That gave me an indication. You know what that is interpreting to? Two things. The one who will be collecting all over the world, we have not seen it to reflect in your revenue and in your country, and it has never benefited your people. So it is going the way Abacha took it to. So go and make account for World Bank, then we will obey it. Then that's one side. Then when you see that definition, the power of the National Assembly, then you have to watch the other arm of the government, because the executive is already rotting and smelling like that bad fish from Ogopa River. Somebody will forgive me. Now, when you see the rotten situation of the executive, now, in order to decimate the only self-cleansing, self-cleaning, courageous institution that is left, that is judiciary, they started blackmailing them. They tried to put money into several accounts. They try to get conventional statements. They break into various. It's a shame that we don't know and we have not done the judicial gate, any inquiry. So the judicial gate with a court and breaking or into the office of the Chief Justice of the Federation. That is intimidation. That is trying to cow them from giving judgment because each time they pronounce them as being wrong and trying to correct what is wrong with this administration. They feel intimidated. They feel that they are powerless. They feel that, oh, we must capture these people. We are in the era of conqueror and corruption, which are called the double C. Conqueror and corruption. And we must fight it. We must resist it. We must stand because the National Assembly can speak for themselves. They can be out there crying and tell the world. But judiciary are supposed to be quiet. They can't fight for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, are we going to fight for them or no? We must stand by them. Are you going to fight for your rights or no? Stand up and fight for your rights. Freedom for your country. Stand up for your rights. Thank you. We are going to take this from state to state of the Federation. And I just be reminded that the smelling fish is more from Otava.
Members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, but according to His Excellency, it's just time for us to start the program. I want to tell you the commissioning of the But I want to say that I'm not the only person here. My name is Lekon Ogumbanwo. I work with Lekon. Please put your hands together as I present.
Mo kí gómìnà wa Aṣíwájú Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mo kí àkóso ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Bákan náà ni mo kí àwọn akọ̀wé àgbà tí wọ́n wà níjókòó. Mo kí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Abíọ́dún Òkí àti àwọn ìyàwó wọn. Bákan náà ni mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ alákòóso àjọ tó ń kọ́ létà àti àwọn níjòyè pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ìjòyè wa tí wọ́n wá láti ìlú Èkó tí wọ́n dé fìlà funfun kẹ́ ẹ pẹ́ ta o. Mo kí àwọn olórí olóyè wò tí wọ́n jẹ́ olùdarí àgbà Golden Star Limited pẹ̀lú tó wuyì tó jọjú tó gúnrégé tó lé téńté bí òṣùmàrè ẹ̀ rí pé ibí fún àwọn èèyàn ta òun ló jẹ́ kí aṣíwájú wa gómìnà wa kí wọ́n pèsè àwọn ibùgbé yìí ájú wọn ṣe ẹ bá mi pàtẹ́wọ́ fún wọn o mo wá kí gbogbo yín mo tún.
Right next to him I have please put your hands together as I present you the chairman of the Lagos State Printing Corporation, our father, Honorable Ojekunle Pereira. You're welcome, sir.
Of the 60-unit 3-bedroom blocks of luxury flats built and completed by LSDPC. This estate was conceived as our response to a discernible demand for multiple unit dwelling houses, which before now was almost completely absent in the Lekki axis. Organized and individual developers have concentrated on providing duplexes and detached houses in this area. LSD that is ever sensitive to the yearning and aspirations of Lagosians, therefore went back to the drawing board and came up with the design of the structures you have before you. These flats, as you can see, are already homes to some families who before now may not have the opportunity to live in the side of this city.